Greetings viewers, Eric the Car Guy here, and I am also known as ETCG1 when I post videos to this channel. And here on this channel I start things off with, hey, if it's your birthday, happy birthday. But today could be a very special birthday because if I'm able to post this video when I want to post it, it'll be my dad's birthday. So happy birthday to you, Dad. Please enjoy this digital confection I found for you that we can all enjoy. Hope I didn't embarrass you too much, Dad. Sorry about that. Before I get started on the Debbie Downer part of this video, I just want to comment on how, I love how the light comes into the shop here in the mornings. Having these windows, at the old shop I only had one small window, but this shop has 5 different windows. And in the morning, the sun comes in and it looks really great. And you can see it behind me. I think it looks cool. So I'm sharing that with you now. So welcome to the ETCG shop in the mornings. It's a really nice place to be. Now for the Debbie Downer part. The reason why I'm making this video is not to chastise, it's not to point fingers, it's not to anything. It's really more to share my experiences with things, and frankly, I've shared some dash cam footage that I believe will get views for this video. I'm just going to be honest about it. But the topic of today's discussion is reckless driving. And I'm hesitant about all this because I've also been a reckless driver at times. I haven't always been the best driver. I wish I could be better. And I am better than I used to be, and I hope to continue to do so. But the reason I'm making this video is because of 2 instances that happened to me in the recent past. If you can't tell, I'm wearing a coat right now. It's February, it's super cold and like that. Well, a few weeks ago, well, I think it was 2 weeks ago now, we lost power completely for an entire day. And the reason for that, so we lost power for an entire day, but it wasn't just us. It was us and 5,000 plus other people that lost power. And as I mentioned, it's cold, it's February. And at the time we lost power, it was hovering around 0 degrees or in the teens, or it was extremely cold during that time. Not a time when you want to lose power. My wife and I managed to get by and all that kind of thing. I'm very grateful. Actually, what I want to do right now is I want to give a shout out to all the linemen and all the people that helped bring us power and stuff like that. 12 hours after the power went out, they had our power back, and I'm grateful to you guys for working so hard to do that in the cold and doing all that stuff. I don't think we appreciate the people that basically make our lives possible enough. I applaud Mike Rowe for making that show Dirty Jobs to bring attention to those things that are out there, those Fight Club individuals that are behind the scenes, making everything happen, like people that bring us utilities and power and stuff like that. The loss of those kind of things, well, really makes you think, all those things that you depend on, like your heat and like that. And the reason why the power was out was because somebody took out a utility pole not far from my house. It was a very important utility pole. As I said, there were 5,000 plus people that were affected by this outage. Here's my question in all this. Okay, the road that this utility pole is on, the speed limit is 35. How do you break a utility pole halfway up and then end up into somebody's driveway, wrecking their vehicles in their driveway by going that speed limit? That's my question. And I mentioned it is winter and there is ice and stuff out there, so it is treacherous, but even so, I just can't wrap my mind around how that's possible. Okay, I'm not an accident forensics expert, anything like that, but if I'm gonna guess, the only guess I can say is, dude was driving too fast. And I couple this with the fact that the report also says that the person that was in the accident, the single car accident, was apparently allegedly seen leaving the scene after the fact. I don't think you leave the scene if you don't have anything to hide. Let's just put it that way. Second thing, and here we go. Here's the dash cam footage. Okay. Second thing is, this all happened within a week of each other or anything like that. I'm driving home and I'm in the left-hand lane because the exit that I'm going on is in the left-hand lane. The highway splits and you go one way, you go the other way. But me and the people that I'm driving with, we're going 70-ish miles an hour and like that. Roads were dry and everything, visibility good, all that kind of stuff. But behind me comes this person literally flying by I'm almost sitting still at 70 some miles an hour. And I'm thinking to myself, the speed limit was 65, by the way. Comes flying by me and I'm just man, that seems awfully fast. Well, come up to the exit and I'm going around the turn and sure enough, right there as you're making the turn, the snow and everything was disturbed along the side of it and it looked like somebody just tagged the wall. And come around a little bit further off the exit and sure enough, that person that sped past me had tagged the wall so badly that the right rear wheel was actually at a perpendicular angle to the car and they were dragging it and it was smoking and a whole thing. I think they were in denial or whatever. But, you know, when you're in an accident like that, I'm sure that it's discombobulating is probably the word that I would use. And I'm glad that they were okay physically. I'm glad about that. But I'm embarrassed to say how, I'm trying to find the word, how gratifying it was to see that. I'm embarrassed by that because I was laughing out loud, pointing fingers, saying, you got what you deserved, all that kind of thing, because you were driving recklessly. And as I said earlier, I've been guilty of doing that same thing. So I'm sharing the footage with you now so that you can check it out and look and see the things that I've seen and all that. And I'm sure you're going to share your experiences. And that's the point of this video, to get the discussion started. But I personally am going to try harder. I'm going to try harder to do away with my reckless driving. And I'm going to save my speed demon stuff for the racetrack, which I'm only 8 miles away from now. Yeah, I'm 8 miles away from the drag strip where I am now. I don't even have to get on the highway to get there. I literally have no excuse at this point. I could put drag radials on a car and drive, like I said, without even getting on the highway and go to the track now. But that's where I can take it out. And in a few weeks' time, that'll be a reality, and that's where I'll move any of the reckless driving I want to do. But I guess let's just try to take care of each other out there, you know, because stuff can happen and a lot of people can be affected by it. Like over 5,000 people can be affected by the actions that you do. So just keep that in mind. That's all I'm doing. So I'm going to close this video out now so that you can go off and do something else. I want to thank you for watching. Links in the description to all kinds of stuff, including ericthecarguy.com, which is where I ask you go if you have automotive questions. I'm going to go off and enjoy the rest of my morning, and I hope you go off and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Be safe, have fun, stay dirty. I will see you next time.